Hello friends, I hope all of you are healthy and doing well at your home. In previous lecture of this chapter, we have discussed about the real numbers with the very two important properties, that is Euclid's division algorithm and fundamental theorem of arithmetic. We have used these properties mainly to compute the HCF and LCM of the two numbers. So let's begin our discussion of today's lecture. If we have more than two numbers, three numbers, and to find the HCF and LCM, how to find? So for that we will use the fundamental theorem of arithmetic and we will do the prime factorization of given numbers. So let's start with the basic example. Here the question is find the HCF and LCM of three numbers. These are the 15, 12 and 21. So let's do the prime factorization of the 12. So 12 is nothing but the 4 3s and 4 is nothing but the 2 into 2, 4 3s. This is the prime factorization of 12 and it is unique. 2 2s are 4 3s are 12, and then 15 is again 3 5s and 21 is nothing but the 3 7s. This is the prime factorization of given three numbers 12, 15 and 21, which is unique. Now we want to find the HCF of these three numbers, that is 12, 15 and 21. HCF is nothing but the highest common factor. So let's check which is the highest common factor here. 2, 2, 3, 3, 5 and 3, 7. Make it underline which is common, that is 3, 3 and 3. Then 3 is the highest common factor of these three numbers and that is called HCF. Right? So let's next find the LCM of given three numbers 12, 15 and 21. First of all write this HCF and then write it the remaining numbers, which are the 2, 2, 5 and 7. So 2 into 2 into 5 into 7. Multiply them. Then 3 2s are 6, 2s are 12, 5s are 60 and 67s are 420. So 420 is the LCM of given three numbers 12, 15 and 21. Least common multiple, that means the 420 is in table of 12, 15 and 21. HCF is the highest common factor of this given three number. Let's take another example to make it very clear now. Again 16, 24 and 32. First of all we will do the factorization of this 16 and it is 2 into 8, 2 into 4, 2 into 2, then 2 2s are 4, 2s are 8, 2s are 16, right? Again 24 is nothing but the 8 3s and 2 into 2 into 2 into 3. So 8 3s are 24. 32 is again 16 2s then 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 2s are there. So 2 into 2 into 2 into 2. So 2 2s are 4, 2s are 8, 2s are 16, 2s are 32. Now we want to find the HCF of three numbers. HCF is 16, 24 and 32 are the numbers. Highest common factor, one by one make it underline the common number 2. Okay, again check, again another 2, then multiply 2 here, another 2, then also multiply 2. Now 2 into here but not extra 2 in 24. So here is a 2, 2s are 4, 2s are 8. Final 8 is the highest common factor of these three numbers 16, 24 and 32. Now let's find the LCM of three numbers, that is 16, 24 and 32. First of all write this HCF. Forget about these underlying numbers. Now focus on the remaining numbers. 2 and 2 common, then write it one time. Again 3 is one time and 2 is again remaining, and multiply all the numbers. 2 2s are 4, 2s are 8, 2s are 16, 2s are 16, 2s are 32 and 32 3s are 96 is the LCM of given three numbers. So 96 is in a table of 16, 24 and 32. Check it. 16 6s are 96, 24 4s are 96, 32 3s are 96. So LCM of given three numbers is 96 and HCF of given three numbers is 8. this is how we can find the LCM or HCF of more than two numbers using prime factorization. Fundamental theorem of arithmetic tells us that the prime factorization of any composite number is always unique. So do the prime factorization, take the common number, that is the HCF, and then LCM we can find. Now before we move to the word problems on HCF and LCM, keep in mind that the HCF, highest common factor of the numbers, is always smaller than the smaller number or equal to the smaller number of the given numbers, and LCM, that is least common multiple, is always greater than the greater number, given numbers, or equal to the greater number, right? Keep in mind that. So let's try some word problems, and the first question is, a merchant has these three kind of oil, that is 120 liters of oil of one kind, 180 liters of oil of another kind, and 240 liters of oil of third kind, and he wants to sell this oil by filling in a tin of equal capacity. Then find the greatest capacity of a tin. Take this word greatest, and that is the highest or highest common factor. Greatest is the highest, similar to the highest. Then directly we need to find the HCF of given three numbers, and that is the capacity of such a tin, right? So let's find the HCF of given three numbers, that is 120. So do the prime factorization of 120. So 120 is equals to 2 into 60, then 2 into 30, then 2 into 15, then 3 into 5. One by one do the factorization of number. Then after 180, again start with the 2, then 2 into 90, then 2 into 45, then 3 into 15, and 3 into 5. Then after 240, so 240 is equals to 2 into 120. Then directly factorization of 120, 2 into 2 into 2 into 3 into 5. Got it? Now the highest common factor, because we want the greatest capacity. Greatest word is similar to the highest. So we will find the HCF of given three numbers. Underline the common number 2, then again another 2. Then no extra 2 here. Now underline the 3 number, that is 3, and then 5. So into 5. So 2 2s are 4, 3s are 12, and 5s are 60. Then this 60 is the HCF of given three numbers, and the 60 liter is the greatest capacity of such a tin of equal capacity. The question can be extended like this: how many tins of one kind or another kind of a third kind of oil can be filled? So divide this 120 by 60, then 2 can be filled of one kind. 180 divided by 60, then 3 can be filled with the another kind, and 240 divided by 60, that is 4 can be filled with the third kind of oil, right? So 60 is the greatest capacity of such a tin of equal, right? Let's take another example, that is, in a cell, in a market, pencils were being sold in a pack of 24 each, and crayons in a pack of 32 each, and you want full pack of each pencil and crayons and same number of pencils and crayons. Then how many of each would you need to buy? Again I repeat the question. During a sale, pencils were being sold in a pack of 24 each, and crayons in a pack of 32 each. You want full pack of pencil and crayons without opening. Also same number of pencils and crayons. Then how many of each you would need to find? Then again, if you want to find how many of each you need to buy of the full pencil and pack, then obviously the number will increase from 24 and 32, and in which we get the greater than the greater number, LCM. LCM gives the greater than the greater number. Then we need to find here the LCM of these two numbers, 24 and 32. So 24 is equals to 8 3s are, so 2 into 2 into 2 into 3, and 32, then it is 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 2. This is the prime factorization of 24 and 32. We need to find here LCM of given two numbers 24 and 32, right? So make it underline first 1, 2 and 3. The repeated number can be written as only one time. Then after remaining number is 3, and here is the remaining numbers are 2 into 2. Now multiply all of them. 2 2s are 4 2s are 8, 8 2s are 16, 16 2s are 32, and 32 3s are 96. So you have to buy. Now you would have to buy 96 in a number, 96 pencils and 96 crayons with the full pack. And how many pack you will find? You need to buy here. So divide this 96 by 24. Then 96 divided by 4 is equals to 4 packs of pencil. And 96 divided by 32 is equals to 3 packs of crayons. Here the four full pack of pencils and 3 full pack of crayons you would buy, then the number is both equal 96 and 96. So let's move to the next example, that is find the greatest number which exactly divides the 280 and 1245, leaving remainder 4 and 3 respectively. Again pick this word greatest, that is highest common factor. Greatest is similar to the highest. So here also we will find the highest common factor of the given two numbers, but that number which exactly divides 280 and 1245 by leaving the remainder 4 and 3. If we want the exactly divisible number, then we have to remove this remainder from two numbers, and then we will find the LCM. So first of all, remove this remainders from two numbers, that is 280 minus 4 is equals to 276, and 1245 minus 3 is equals to 1242. Now find the HCF of given two numbers, that is the greatest number which exactly divides these two numbers and leaves the remainder 4 and 3. So first of all, we have to factorize these two numbers using prime factorization. So 276 now, 2 divide, then it is 1, 3, 8. And again 2 divide, then it is 6 2s are and 9. Then it is 3 divide, then 2 3s are, and 23 is itself a prime number. Again next number is 1242. So 1242 again divided by 2, 6, 2 and 1. It is not even number, so not divisible by 2. Add all the digits, 6 plus 2 plus 1, 9 is divisible by 3, and the whole number is also divisible by 3. So divide by 3, 2s are 6, 0 and 7. Again 7 plus 2, 9, divisible by 3. Number is divisible by 3. So 6 3s are 18, remainder 2, and 27, then it is 9, then it is 2, again 3, then it is 23, and 23, then it is 1. So here 276 can be expressed as 2 into 2 into 3 into 23. Got it? And 1242 again is equals to 2 into 3 into 3 into 3 into 23. Now let's find the HCF of two numbers. Underline common number 2, another common number 3, and another common number 23. So multiply all three numbers. 23 3s are 69, and 69 2s are, that is 138. So 138 is the greatest number which when divide 280 and 1245, then leaves the remainder 4 and 3. Again, if we are given here more than two numbers and remainders, so first of all remove these remainders and then find that greatest number using HCF concept. Let's move for the next question, that is check whether 6 raised to n can end with the digit 0 for any natural number, right? So if the number 6 raised to n were to end with the digit 0, then it would be divisible by 5. That means in the prime factorization of this 6 raised to n, that should be a 5 as a factor. But this is not possible because in the factorization of 6 raised to n, 2 into 3 raised to n. So in the factorization of 6 raised to n, on 2 and 3 are the only primes. There is no 5. So by the uniqueness of the fundamental theorem of arithmetic, there are no other factors in the 6 raised to n rather than 2 and 3. So no 5 is there. So therefore for any natural number, 6 raised to n cannot end with the digit 0. Again I repeat, if the number 6 raised to n were to end with the digit 0, it would be divisible by 5. That means it would be contain 5 as a prime factor, but 6 has 2 and 3 only primes, and uniqueness of fundamental theorem of arithmetic guarantees that there are no other factors rather than 2 and 3 in the 6, right? And therefore 6 raised to n cannot end with the digit 0, right? The next is why 3 into 5 into 7 plus 7 is a composite number. Again we want to prove that this is a composite number. Then also again we have to go for the fundamental theorem of arithmetic, which tells us that the composite number can be expressed as a product of primes. So let's try to express this as a product of prime. So 3 into 5 into 7 plus 7. This is one term and this is another term. Take 7 common, then 7 into, in a bracket, 3 into 5 remaining, and here plus, here is the 1 remaining. 3 5s are 15 plus 1 16. So 7 into 16. Now 16 can be written as 2 into 2 into 2 into 2. This is the presentation of the product of primes, and using fundamental theorem of arithmetic, which tells us that any composite number can be expressed as product of primes, and that's why this given number is a composite number. I hope all of you clear about these two properties of real numbers, that is Euclid's division algorithm and fundamental theorem of arithmetic. Thank you everyone.